Hello again, it's Aaron here from Hydes. I am here with Jeremy Carlson of Avant-Garde Design, and this is what year is this Charger?
1970.
1970 Charger, and Jeremy and his team just won our Best Use of Alcantara award at our Hydes Home Run Awards last night, and this is a special treat. Jeremy's invited us to sit in the car and have our chat here, so this is kind of fun.
Figure if we're going to get an award, we might as well sit in the award. We're sitting in the car.
Yeah, well, it's really nice to actually sit in a car.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Tell us a little bit about the rush and the design concept and the rage to get to SEMA this year. How did it go?
So it was a rush. We did a couple cars for the Blazing Rods guys out of California. This one we were fortunate enough to get a little bit extra time. They actually scanned the car for us.
Okay.
And then we took that scan data and then started doing the CAD work on it. It came down to the end with paint pieces and putting the whole car together when we're trying to thrash the other car. But this one is definitely more finished and refined and ready to go back to the owner.
Yeah.
The kind of the design process, you know, they left it up to us. They wanted something they felt like maybe if they built the car today type thing, that it would be kind of the
some
kind
tweaks off the original.
It has some iconic shapes, you know.
Yeah.
The iconic dash went really far in and came out like that, and so we played off that, and then we tied the carbon into it because the outside of the car, you've noticed, is all carbon fiber.
Yep.
So then we added the modern touches of screens and big screens and knobs and push switches and kind of tied it all together. But I think that we did a really good job of making it feel like you could still be sitting in a 1970 Charger.
100%, yeah. This has such a natural kind of organic feel about the design and the way that you guys, I mean, and you 3D print pretty much everything. This cabin fully 3D printed?
100%. There's probably 200 or 300 parts all 3D printed inside the car here.
Yeah.
Once we get the car or get the ideas from the people, we work with our in-house designer, and then once we have that and we have the scan, and then we do the CAD work on it. And actually, Charles Brazil did all the CAD modeling on this whole car, actually, from front to back. Several hundred hours in CAD, and once it is where we need it, because you can't just hit print when the doors aren't done, but we have a dash, because if you notice, everything goes into the next panel.
Yeah.
So it can't look like it didn't match. So it all has to be done. Then we hit print, and then the parts come in. But once we receive the parts, that's kind of when the magic happens, because it's one thing to be able to buy a printer or do some CAD work and print a vent, but it's one thing to put it together as a whole package.
Yeah, make it look like it all flows together and belongs together.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then the use of materials and the use of whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And it's that's kind of what we feel like kind of separates us from other people, is some of the materials we use and some of the finishes we use. We align ourselves with great vendors, and we have great support on that side of it, and then obviously very knowledgeable vendors, Aaron, because
well, thank you.
Yeah, you're.
I got to give credit to my team, because we love working with you guys. We've been together a few years now. We've done quite a few cars together.
Yeah,
right?
We probably had 5 or 6, 7 cars at SEMA with your full leather in it. So, and we talk about the Alcantara. You know, that was for the award. Much appreciated to my team. Appreciates that a lot. But we tend to use Alcantara on all of our builds, from kind of like the belt line up. We feel like, just like you said when you got in it, it definitely quiets the car down. It gives
100%.
It's not such a hard material up there. It's not a hard vinyl flapping around.
Yeah, there's 50 people around us, and you can almost not hear them.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. And with the windows open, it's great.
Right.
So
on this car, we decided to do more of a hard headliner. So Charles did this in CAD. There's a whole panel that goes up in there, and then this piece is wrapped separately and goes into, but then it's stretched out like a traditional bow headliner.
Okay.
And so from the edges out, it's still like a traditional bow headliner.
Yeah, get you a little more clearance too, and it's really nice, really nicely sculpted. Yeah, very clean. Yeah.
And then we made the A-pillars from scratch. If you notice, there's a hard line up there. It's not like a material just kind of dies behind it. It's actually a nice seam. And then when it meets the dash, it's a nice hard seam where it goes from Alcantara into the
nice little curve there. Yeah, it's beautiful detailing. I mean, that's what I've always loved about your guys' stuff, is you really focus on the design concept. I mean, you blow away an OEM design team in the attention to detail and all of the little trim pieces, and like you said, the way the A-pillar connects to the dash, and it's just so tight and so specific. It's beautifully done.
I use the term, which is probably cliche, but it kind of separates the men from the boys. It's how a panel interacts with the next panel.
100%.
And that's what I was saying earlier about how the dash goes into the doors and the doors goes in the rear panels.
Yeah.
What you're not seeing right now because the power's not turned on, but there's actually a light strip. If you look under that door right there.
Oh yeah.
See it?
Okay.
It's a very engineered piece of acrylic up there that turns and goes up. There's LEDs along it, but that same engineering goes right under here too.
Okay.
And it goes right into that door and it goes right into the rear panels. Okay. But it's all on the same level. It looks like the same person did it, and that's the thought and plan that goes into it to make this work. So
beautiful. Well deserved. We're excited to see what you do with your full roll of Alcantara.
Yeah, the lime green. Right?
Yeah, lime green.
Yeah, good.
Now you can choose your color.
Okay.
And whether it's cover or panel or multi-layer, you decide.
Yeah, that was very generous.
Yeah.
Very generous.
Well, that's courtesy of Alcantara. So we thank Alcantara for their support. As always, and they do a great job of letting us distribute for them throughout the U.S. and
they're the best. There's a lot of other suede companies out there, but to us there's no other suede companies out there.
Yeah,
so.
Alcantara is kind of the premier, and that's what they're known for, and that's what they do well. So
right.
And you also use some Prima Napa is the leather on the interior as well.
That's the Avant-Garde go-to.
Yeah,
is the Prima Napa line.
Yeah, you guys are really comfortable with that range, and it's workable and
I come from a car audio background for 20 some years.
Yeah.
And one of the things I didn't like when I got into the upholstery world was and I know that you sell the leather with a heavy grain pattern into it, but it just reminded me of an older leather I really like the modern touch and feel of the Napa.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely, I mean, if you were to look at this with a heavy grain, it just wouldn't look right because this is just such a clean interior.
Crisp, modern,
Yeah, exactly. So, Jeremy, well, again, congratulations.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you for all your support throughout the years, and let's keep going.
We're ready.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.